All right, greetings, welcome. Thank you for stopping by here on YouTube Live. If you're logging in live this glorious Saturday, September, oh, nope, October. We are already in October, October the 1st, 2022, wherever you are on the globe. But if you're clicking in at a later time and date, whenever you come in here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. This is not a reading, this is just a message. Okay. If you're new to me, what you need to know about me should be listed in the description box, as well as many created playlists I've created for you all with my content, and as well as content creators that I recommend that I feel that some of you would find useful. Okay. Feel free at your own leisure to take about a look. Okay. And go from there. But most of you who come on here, you're pretty familiar with my story and journey and what Bloom from Within Love is all about. And so, essentially, collective, this is what is happening for some of you. Um, and when I say collective, I'm referring to those of you that are individuals that are on an ascension path, individuals that are awakening, whether you're on the beginning, intermediate, or more advanced stages, but essentially you're trying to become a better version of yourself sincerely, not just for photo ops, okay, not just for appearances. This is something you've been doing and you are awakening. Okay, you may consider yourself starseed, earth angel, found out this recently, and kind of have come into the knowledge of a lot of truths about the toxicities that have been surrounding your life. Mainly, some of you, like myself, come from karmic family. It was your family, your kinfolk, that was the primary source of most of the suffrages and the betrayals that you have had in your life. Okay. And they still are. Okay. The ones that are still living and the ones that are low vibrational and karmic in nature are still up to the same shit. Often I get dreams and downloads and messages in different ways that expose these individuals, including my blood, my kin. So they're still snakes. They're still trying to send snakes. They're still trying to plan something at a distance. They're still trying to send toxic energy. Okay. But for some of you that you know that there was heavy spell work done, that they had sent, bounty hunters for you, they had tried to poison you, that they were stalking you, that they were just basically trying to ruin your life because, they were doing this prior to you leaving them, but they really amped it up when you did. Okay, because they are mental patients. These are people, whether they have clinical diagnoses or not, and whatever outfits they're choosing to wear for the world to convince them that they're these loving, healthy, sound, contributing members of society. They're not. Okay. Most of them are dark witches and warlocks like my kinfolk, and they participate with dark secret societies and they sacrifice and do rituals on light ones in their own bloodline. Okay. And that is essentially what they did with me and my son. Okay. And so now, those of you who have a very complicated story that where your bloodline got involved with your twin flame journey, and basically tried to hack and pawn him off with a twin flame wannabe. Okay, tried to switch destinies, did all sorts of toxic weirdy shit. um, and unfortunately, for most of you, if you're divine feminine, your divine masculine got really super duper blindsided and caught up in a whole lot of toxic shit. Okay. They had their own toxic karmics that were separate of you, divine feminine, and your kin, but getting involved with your kin only added to the karmic fuckery in their lives. Okay. So these people were poisoning you, divine feminine, but they were poisoning divine masculine, doing rituals on their clothes, rituals on their food, their belongings. This thing has been elaborate. Okay. This is how they got divine masculine trapped. Okay. They lie, they twist and turn stories and have proofs and have truths and all sorts of fuckery to do this. And so they've been plotting on your death, divine feminine and divine masculines, and you guys as children. They're doing rituals for it. They're trying to make things look like an accident. These individuals are behind a lot of so-called accidents that's surrounding their friends and associates. okay, that are blind to the truth about them. And so now, divine masculine, somebody could be ill or have an illness, okay, maybe not even know it, okay, or they may. But here's the thing, there's these people, these karmic energies are still, no matter what they're appearing to be, they're still plotting and planning, they're still doing their shit, and they're waiting. Excuse me, hear me, listen and listen good. They're waiting, they're trying to wind down time. This is what they've been doing. They're hoping and waiting for someone to die before someone can figure out everything that's going on, right? So that whatever benefits, whether this is an insurance policy, whether this is, because some of them be getting secret insurance policies on, divine beings so that they die off and they get this insurance money, okay? Or, if they're trying to slow up a divorce proceeding so that, you know what I'm saying, when you die, then, they get to have the rights to, whatever was yours. For others of you, it could be something just pertaining to whatever connections they got with these secret societies. So, in other words, if they could bring forth a death, then there's going to be a money exchange there, if you will. I know it's sick, but this shit actually does happen. And unfortunately, these are people who they profess some type of an organized man-made religion, whether it's Catholicism, Christianity, pedestrian or Presbyterian, whatever the fuck, they have on these personas that make them look like they are really, truly loving, sincere, upstanding citizens of society. Okay. So they say things like, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, thank you, please. They have all of you know, the personas that look like humble, servant, you know, um, godly, reformed. This is the outfit these people have chosen to wear to throw people off the track, that they are behind a lot of murders, a lot of accidents, a lot of deaths, and that they do participate in underworldly dark energy. They do energy harvesting. They target divine souls, people who came here on ascension paths. And so they bank on them dying. They'll try to stop that ascension process. They'll try to get them jumped. They'll try to send all sorts of chaos and conflict, this spell, that spell. So they'll do all that, hoping to wind the clock down so that you don't come into the light, make decisions, cut shit off, get divorced, move on, you know what I'm saying, far, far and away from them. So hear this and hear this good, whether you are a divine feminine or a divine masculine, and this storyline is similar to your own, or it resonates on some level, okay? Again, I'm gonna always say this to you guys, do yourself a favor and a solid. Do not play with that. Don't wreck your brain. Okay. I know it's kind of a situation where you're like, you don't want to believe some of this stuff, because for most of you, these are people that you loved once upon a time. Okay. For most of you, these are kinfolk, people you came out of their ass. Okay. People that you grew up with, people that were your own siblings and your, you know what I'm saying, your own motherfuckers you grew up in church with, or you went to school with, or you know what I'm saying, or you had a child with, or something like that. And so it's just hard to swallow that communal narcissists can turn out to be some of the motherfuckers that were behind trying to set up your demise. Okay. Trying to lure you and have an attachment to you so they can do their fuckery. So I invite you all, if you know you're ill, especially if you know that you're ill, okay, don't play with these people or anybody that is still playing with these people. That's how I feel about that, okay? Because the people that are asleep and still deal with them, their minds are hacked, their palms, okay? And often they're using these people to still do what I call recon. So cut off all ties if this is at all possible. Cut off all ties and do not reveal any of your personal stuff to these people. Okay? And just move on. Okay? Continue to heal. I'm doing the best I can on my journey. Why I came here for myself and my son and the bloodline, but I know that I came here for other individuals that are sincerely on a similar path. And so I'm going to keep always sharing that. If it's resonating, it's resonating. But this stuff is never meant to be forced and pushed down anybody's throat. That right there is to serve as a red flag for any given arena, that if there's too much pushy energy in terms of a bullying kind of effect, or, you have to's and all sorts of things, this is your life and it's your journey. We all here and we serve, and you just grab what's for you and you work with it the best you can, but it's still ultimately up to you. And that's the way it ought to be. It's up to you. It should not be up to guru so and so, pastor so and so, mother, father, sister, brother, son, daughter, auntie, uncle, niece. It should be up to you, your life, you. Okay? Take care of yourself. Okay? Don't rely on those people. Don't accept gifts from them. Don't entertain them. Don't. When you know you've dealt with that level of toxicity, this is not something that you want to play Russian roulette with. This is not something that you want to go in your head back and forth with. Meanwhile, they're slowly killing you. Meanwhile, they're slowly poisoning you. Meanwhile, they're still plotting your demise. Meanwhile, they're still waiting for you, hoping that they can wind down this clock long enough so that you die. That you either mess around and die or get incapacitated in some form or fashion. Don't play with these people. They're trying to get you institutionalized or dead or anything so that they can gain control of your assets and resources, whatever that is. And if nothing else, just so that you don't get to go on and create the life that you want. But like I said, most of them are just waiting for most of y'all to die. They're hoping they can keep you in confusion and illusion, stalled out long enough, just so they can get to that end. They probably get readings on you and so forth. I recommend listening to, I want to say is Dr. Virtual 7 or Sapien Medicine. I want to say, or Altona 777, that has some frequencies regarding, there's a couple of Reiki masters that did this too. And I can't remember their name, but something to do with clearing out and blocking out any people that is trying to see into your future without your permission. Because this is what distorted dark witches and warlocks do. And whether they are officially these things or not, but they do this so they can try to plot, plan, and scheme against your life. So you can either start setting intentions or seek out some type of energetic assistance with that, so that when people are doing it, because they're going to still do it, they're going to be thrown off the track. So whoever they go to, wherever they go, whatever they do, they're not going to be given accurate information. And so if it's an attempt to do rituals on you in your life or whatever, it's still not going to be effective. Okay. But for crying out loud, love yourself enough to go somewhere to heal yourself. Okay. To detox from the inside out, to get your body back in alignment from dealing with Stockholm syndrome, trauma bonding, all of that massive spell work, all of these attacks. Some of you guys were physically abused by some of these motherfuckers, okay, as well, on top of it all. But these are the people that talk about they saved and sanctified, Holy Ghost filled and water baptized, and they singing all the songs from, school age. But they're behind doing a lot of heinous, malicious shit. This is why I'm going to always remind you guys, stop attaching to labels. And I'm not implying that every person that is in different arenas is that malicious, but I will say it's more than you think are than not. Okay? Especially people who got major mental problems they don't deal with and they just go to church and that's what they're professional at doing. Okay? Being a part of somebody's church or somebody's group or somebody's organization, but they have major mental illness that they do not deal with, major disturbances in their energy and their consciousness that they're not dealing with. Okay? It's one of the greatest illusions of all in this earth. Because you got that out there. They look, Southern drawl, all shucks, all ma'am, and, all of those performances, the spiritual and religious narcissism. But it has nothing to do with divinity, nothing to do with source light, nothing to do with expanded awareness and consciousness. Because you can't be that and do some of the very things that these individuals partake in. And I don't care what they're using to quantify their fuckery. Okay? And most of them hide it, like my kinfolk, they hide it. But this is also why we have to stop telling people those silly, stupid quotes that we regurgitate. It's still your family. If your family is behind a plot to kill you, you don't need to be trying to be loyal to that because of a statement. It's your family. No, they're your kin. That's what they are, your kin, your blood. But, people get some false high off of that shit too, like it makes them spiritual and deep. No, you're not spiritual and deep. You're full of shit. You're not spiritual and deep. You're blind. And if you are co-signing, telling people to still praise and adore and revere people, mothers and fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, sisters, brothers, or whoever, that are a part of trying to destroy their lives, you're distorted yourself. Because it's a sick soul and a sick mind that will partake in some of the stuff that I've lived through, me and my son have suffered through. And even still, they're still doing shit now. It just can't have the full effect because of where I am now, but they're still doing the shit now. Hear it and hear it good. They've never stopped. That's why I tell people, okay, ruin your life, but stay the fuck on away. If people wanted relationships, they wouldn't have been toxic. They want a relationship so they can still have a place and a footing to do even more fuckery. That's that codependency. But if there was love and wanting a connection, these people, I promise you, they wouldn't have done the shit. They wouldn't be doing it now. Okay? They're gone. They can dish out a lot of shit, but they can't take it. This is a lot of these individuals' problems too. They can dish out a lot of fuckery, you guys. I'm sure you know this. They run their mouth. They tell half truths. They don't have a problem running they stank ass mouth. They don't have a problem gossiping. They don't have a problem getting in groups, ganging up on motherfuckers. They don't have a problem butting their nose and interfering in other people's lives. They don't have a problem doing any of that, but they have a problem when they shit get on public display, they visual. Now all of a sudden they, feeling some kind of way. That's too bad. These are the type of people that it's convenient to try to all of a sudden pull up all this sayings and integrity and tact when they had none and still have none. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in that bullshit. I say this constantly to demystify a lot of this shit that humans overcomplicate. Take away any form of religion and spirituality, any belief system, and reduce shit down to the mundane, down to layman's terms, down to the very basics that doesn't require much intelligence or insight. If you yourself cannot handle receiving what you're giving out for whatever your reasons are, then the answer is you ought not be doing it. And once humans start reducing things to that and coming out of that head and that ego and all of this other lower level shit and distortions, it makes things really plain. When we stop putting exceptions and concessions for ourselves and our families, because yada, 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 at the end of the day, if there's something that you yourself would not, appreciate, like, welcome, or want to have experienced or received in your life or from others, then you ought not. It's that damn simple. Okay. All right, guys. But anyway, as I was saying, they're waiting for some of y'all to die. So if you need to cut ties and clean some shit up, I highly recommend you get on the good foot and you do what you have to do and you make it solid. Do not wait, do not stall, do not delay. Okay? Because these people have gotten enough benefits from you as it is. Don't give them nothing else. Give them hell. All right? Namaste.